Hey everybody, welcome to the channel, glad to have you here. Today we have another Faction Wars, and this time it is a live cast. So you can see it is Bretonnia up against Bretonnia, and in some of the previous Faction Wars you did see these two Bretonnian players, Quezzle and Underwhelming. They're going up against, these guys are Underwhelming and Quezzle. And then over here we got Greenskins and Phyllis leading the Greenskins. We'll start with Bretonnians because they're a little bit easier to do while they're kind of moving around. Over here you can see this is going to be fun. Green Knight and Mounted Yeoman with some Wolf Riders. You can see 3 Knights of the Realm, some Peasant Bows, a huge line of Men-at-Arms with maces, Field Trebuchet, more maces, so I guess expecting Black Orcs, Knights Errant, Crossbowmen, got a Grail Reliquary. He's got a Lord with some Flying Hippogriff Knights. He's got more Knights Errant over here. A Damsel of Beasts, some Foot Knights from the Virtue of Empathy, so these guys are really good at supporting a main line of peasants while doing some damage, so they're like a cross between a Grail Reliquary and a fighting unit, so it's kind of in the middle. Men-at-Arms with Crossbowmen, some Spears, and it looks like we do have the Fae and just a regular Bretonnian Lord. So over here for the Greenskins, we can see we got some bows, we got a Ragnarok Queen, we got some goblins, we got some Savage Orcs, AP Loonies, Diff Creepers, we got some Broken Tusk Mob, Crimson Killers, Savage Orc Biggins, bunch of Savage Orcs. This is a great pick against Bretonnia. We got Wurzag, a Night Goblin Shaman, Goblin Big Boss. This is kind of chaotic to look at as they're kind of prepping. We got a Giant. We do have Azag the Slaughterer over here. So we got Azag and Wurzag. We got 2 hybrid spellcasters, which is very cool. And you can see, now that we have some time, we've gone over the army comps. Kind of just what you would expect here from both sides. Just look at this map. Look at this badass Chaos War Shrine. I think we had some people actually make these maps specifically for some even 2v2 PvP maps, because there weren't very many on the workshop. They were there's lots of choke points and stuff. Badlands, Water Pits was kind of a contender, but this is much more fair. You can see it's open. There's terrain to use for both sides. There's a forest to sneak and flank artillery and stuff. So very, very good map, but we'll kind of take a look as we're getting started here. You can see, look at this badass War Shrine. And it's supposed to be 2 Chaos factions going against each other. It's kind of the theme for this map. Oh man, look at that. Look at that. Okay, and then you can see a couple of terrain features. This forest is very important just for map balance. And then over here there's like an overlooking position, so you can get some nice shots in. And over here the Greenskins would have the same thing. Then over here there's one kind of high ground to fight on. And it looks like there's some sort of contest station. Fort Tower? Maybe this thing shoots. So if whoever takes this will just like shoot down and slaughter. Oh man, that's going to be super fun. Okay, you can see, oh, there we go. We are getting started here pretty quickly. Problem with the live cast is you can't slow it down. Give you those nice shots. So here you can see uncovered hidden foes. Let's see who acts first. Oh, Phyllis is going to react. Oh man, what a missed pick here. They could have cleared these goblins out for free. But they're going to get away scot-free, which is good for them. And over here you can see Damsel of Beasts coming up. Oh, you can see it's already opening fire. Oh, they got to rush that. They got to rush it right now. That's awful. Does it have like a firing arc or? I don't know if I can tell. You can see Bretonnia main line is coming up. Benefit of these vanguarded units, I guess. Over here you can see Mounted Yeomen are trying to catch these Goblin Wolf Riders, so hopefully they don't break. You can see they still got some Knights over here. Hopefully they don't forget about them. Hopefully they don't forget about that Green Knight. Got to get that guy moving if you want him to pay for himself. So you can see here, there's this front line. Moves to engage. On this very cool snowing map, you can see there's like this giant lava pit over here. Holy shit, with this thing right here. Oh, that's so cool. Okay. And you can see Hippogriff Knights coming up. Cavalry coming around. They really need to take this back. Oh, you can see they don't have it anymore. That was quick. So that's nice. I like that. You got to protect it. It's definitely going to help the Bretonnian player. Spotted some Death Creepers who do have stock. So good. He's not forgetting about this stuff in the back. Coming around for a big flank. I'm a little worried about the Bretonnian infantry. If they can't use their cavalry right, they're going to lose this fight just because of the terrible savagery, no pun intended, of the Savage Orcs. And they do have this thing back, so let's see if it's doing any damage. What's it firing at? Oh, look at that! Oh, it's missing. It's kind of depressing. Oh, there, it took like 4 guys out. You should probably be running at this point. What is it firing? I can't pause. It's like little crates. Well, good thing is it's not very accurate, so it won't have that much of an impact on the battle, but any free damage is worthwhile here. Oh man, just like blasting these guys to pieces. Oh, it's so cool. You can see here peasant crossbowmen opening fire. These wolf riders are hiding in this forest. You can see these guys are hidden, ready to kind of peek out. This is a huge force of cavalry over here. Hopefully they kind of break that up and bring it in at different angles, and some they bring over here, and really make the most use out of it. So you can see the trebuchets are even lining up to fire. Peasant crossbowmen are opening fire. Oh man, just look at these guys getting decimated by like little flaming lantern crates. So you can see Savage Orcs are coming in as well. Where is that even? It's just firing from like the middle. Oh god, they definitely want to take that. So here you can see the front lines are engaging. Men-at-arms with maces are stacking on each other. Are going to just straight lose to almost anything that's unarmored. So you can see the knights are coming around. Hopefully those Hippogriff Knights need to be already here supporting. But it's hard to manage this many troops. You can see these Savage Orcs. Oh, friendly fire! As these guys kind of line up, you can see some stuff is dying over here. Those spearmen at arms with shields. So you can see all this stuff just goes on. And so actually, cool thing to talk about while we're here is just, oh man, it's a little bit laggy. Good thing to talk about while we're here is I did get invited to kind of the beta for Steel Faith. So if you guys are kind of interested in that sort of stuff, I will be releasing kind of the new units hopefully first or whenever they come out, and give you guys some early access to that stuff. You can see that giant is being just gunned down by these peasant crossbowmen. You can see Wah, stand your ground. As these knights come in, struggling to find a nice place to go. You could even cycle charge them just through your own line. Just like cycle them in and out, that would work really well. But leaving your line unsupported like this is too much money to have not doing anything for about half the battle. So you can see already the main line's faltering. You're going to be losing your anvil here unless you can hammer very quickly. And that in Steel Faith, you do get a little bit more time just because the battles go a lot longer in Steel Faith than they do in other places. Oh, man, just look at that. Just carnage. Foot of Gork is actually not one of my favorite spells in the current Steel Faith game. Just wondering if that was an important little ding. Here you can see, nice job casting Dwellers over here. Hopefully it'll swing this fight in your favor. You can see the Savage Orcs taking a ton of damage, doing a lot of killing power. The Biggins are not taking as much damage because they are armored. It does a lot more unarmored piercing damage, just regular damage, than armor piercing damage. So you can see here, looks like he's sliding some Goblin Wolves through to start shutting some of this stuff down. You can see the Cavs still struggling to find a place. front line is breaking because they spent far less money on their front line than the enemies. But if they can take out their anti-large stuff, like their Biggins and their Ragnar Queen, and their Savage Biggins, then they might have a chance in the late game. If they're able to keep a lot of their stuff alive. You can see spawning some Spider Hatchlings to charge in here. I like that, getting those out early when they can still affect the battle. Over here, yeah, you can see just Azag having his way. The Fae is over here helping, but you can see Wurzag over here following up on that Dwellers with some Flocks of Doom, which is very cool. And you can see, oh, no, yo, look, he lost his tower, so that is definitely a mistake. I think the best thing to do would just drop some like Savage Arrow Boys or something over here and just have them here the whole game, because that is some pretty devastating damage that I wouldn't want to miss out on. You can see, so now the back line is going to start being compromised. You can see, nice job getting some, I think that was a Spirit Leech. Comet coming down, blowing apart some Savage Orcs. Not doing too much damage. You can see these Foot Knights of Virtue are losing in this fight. With that Itchy Nuisance, they're down to 1 melee attack. So they're routing, they're breaking. They did swarm these Spider Hatchlings, but that just means Marcus is getting value out of them. They're holding up 12. They're holding up like 5,000 gold over here with just some Spider Hatchlings. So just essentially giving his front line time to do whatever it wants here and kind of just cut its way through. You can see the Giant's still alive. Nice job putting him, not just committing him for no reason, letting him die. It's much harder for these guys to pay for themselves when they don't have a large target to shoot at, so pulling him back, keeping him in the late game for cavalry and like Griffins he'll do really well against. You can see these guys trying to kind of stymie the holes in the line, but there are just too many at this point. Bounce power still pretty even though, just because they haven't really committed their money yet. Yeah, I don't. Once they just essentially run these guys to the backs of the map, I don't really see what they're gonna do. Oh man, look at that Foot of Gork. Did not do very much damage. Did not do as much as you would think. It was probably not overcast. So, but put some good damage on those 3. Any damage you can do early is good, just because Cav is kind of hard to take down models sometimes. So if you can take a little bit of health off of each one, it makes starting to take down the first one pretty easy. So getting a nice free charge on these guys. Knights Errant are probably not what I would have wanted to charge with. They'll die. They'll lose pretty decisively. You can see over here, Griffins came in, starting to cut through these Biggins. Faye is getting Spirit Leeched. Not the ideal target for Spirit Leech, because she does have crazy magic resist. I would love to see that kind of on. Yeah, so she has 50% resistance to magic. Sorry, 65% resistance to magic. Yeah, so that's 65% of damage you're not using. So I'd love to put that on the Lord over here, or on the Reliquae, or especially on the Green Knight. So that would actually be the ideal target here for Spirit Leech. You can see the Lords over here. Nice rear charge with those Mounted Yeomen. But Marcus is doing a great thing, protecting his fragile Greenskin leadership, supporting his units here with leadership, and then pulling one unit off to kind of chase. You can see some Knights again charging in. Luckily for the Bretonnian player, these guys are not braced, so they're going to be laying waste. But again, Biggins are decently... the Savage Orcs are anti-large. The Biggins are not, but they do have solid armor-piercing damage, so they'll do pretty well. And then again, having this blob 3 units here together, Foot of Gork would be amazing right here. And you can see nice job protecting their Archer Corps, finishing off this infantry blob. And so if they can just finish off the cavalry, they can kind of have the Green Knight and the Hippogriff Knights, just make them rout from army losses. But The Bretonnians still have a lot of their essentially killing power left over. Their peasants were really just fodder for their cav, so they they have a chance here if they play their cav right to win this. And so you can see here these knights errant are coming back. You can see these guys fleeing from some archer fire, getting a nice charge on these with these spider hatchlings, holding these guys down for these biggins to come in here. You can see just swarming the Green Knight. Oh man, that is a lot of troops. Does the Night Goblin? Night Goblin Shaman has magic attacks, and with Wah, he'll actually be able to hit. Nice job using these just fodder units to hold down the expensive cav. And yeah, you can see, ooh, nice Comet's going to come down here. Another Dwellers. He's dodging it with his Black Orcs. I missed the Black Orcs' shields. So yeah, the peasant mob essentially had no chance against these Black Orcs with shields. Even though they had armor piercing, that 51 melee defense is going to make them very hard to touch. So you can see 2 Chevs on that guy, which is pretty impressive. Warzag, Savage Orcs coming down. I think trying to grab this guy, this Orc Shaman, this Goblin Shaman. Spawning those hatchlings, bringing the Queen in. It's going to start to do a number, and you can see a lot of this infantry just swarming around what cav is left. You can still see they do have the Fae. We've got this Guerrilla Quay over here. These knights, these mounted yeomen are just slowly cutting their way through these goblins. And you can see these knights errant are coming in. 3 kills. Let's see how these Hippogriff Knights did. 78 is pretty good. 26 on that guy. 41. 43, 41. 97 on those Knights Errant is pretty good. Yeah, you can see just cycle charging, doing the right thing here. But I think the balance, I am kind of colored orc, so the Greenskins are doing very well. Definitely got to get these guys coming back, firing. Make the Greenskin player kind of keep dragging resources this way, away from where you want him to fight, because he has no choice because of these guys have so much ammo left. You can see the Knights Errant entering charge formation, lance formation. We're gonna skewer some Black Orcs. Black Orcs, I mean Biggins, sorry, do have a decent amount of armor, so they won't do super well. But charging anything when they're not braced will do damage. A considerable amount. But over here you can see those Hippogriff Knights. With just the anti-large power of the Ragnarok Queen, they're going to start losing models really quick. So there you can see, oh my god, like 400 damage, 405 damage, plus lethal poison, so they're taking damage over time. Plus they're getting shot by regular poison, so they're having reduced damage output. Is really going to put a hurt on these guys. You can see they have lost 1 model. And these guys don't have the best weapon strength, to be honest. They're more, I've found, they're more helpful against Black Orcs. Armored infantry, because of their splash damage, they can really do a number. And they will kill a Ragnarok Queen, I guess. I don't think they'll trade quite efficiently just against, just because she's so powerful. Over here you can see that giant still alive. 14 kills. Helped to chunk out the Green Knight wherever he is. Yeah, so you see getting pretty low. See him barfing on some of these guys. These guys just charging goblins over and over again. How many? They brought just a little bit more than the Bretonnian. Here you can see the Fae is routing. Those peasants are firing, which is great. Why are these guys? Yeah, they're firing. So. Yeah, and then nice charge there from the cavalry. Dwellers below being cast. It'll actually damage, I think, the Green Knight just because he is ethereal, so he does take extra damage from magic. And I think you can see he's trying to get out of there. Oh, did they cancel it? Oh, that was a good move. I can't tell. I think they canceled it. So, good move there, I think. But yeah, you can see the balance of power here. They just have too much infantry left. Over here you can see trying to cut. Nice job getting these guys on the Crimson Killers. They'll do very well here. They'll definitely pay for themselves killing the Crimson Killers. can see up to 90, 36. Luckily, the Crimson Killers do have that, those spiders kind of inundated with them. You can see the Green Knight is broken there, as Bretonnia just keeps cycle charging. I like that they're not giving up. If they cycle charge enough and they're able to kill like the leadership with the Lord and the Hippogriff Knights, they might be able to turn this around. I think taking out this giant would definitely be a very good thing. It has 800 health left, so maybe one charge could even do it. And if that Green Knight comes back and you get some nice heals on him. Yeah. You can see over here, Potion of Toughness being dropped. You can look at that, exhausted and losing. But here comes the leadership. There goes the Green Knight. You can see they are catching up to these guys. And you see just how much money is being dragged this way. That's a lot of Biggins. That's Black Orcs, Biggins, Savage Orcs. So that is allowing these knights over here to just kind of do whatever they want. Over here is the scary part. You can see nice job Spirit Leeching the Lord. I probably wouldn't be pulling these guys out just because they'll take a lot of damage here. But, you know, I think if they want to win, they do have to take out that leadership. But just with their Ragnarok Spider coming, it's just pretty scary. Look at her all angry. Coming in here. She's got her eyes on this one Griffin in particular. She's going to eat him. Oh my god, just look at that size difference. Oh, it's so cool. Oh, that was a pretty fun animation. I don't think I've ever just watched these guys fight. But yeah, you can see the Lord there is routing. Getting some nice damage on Wurzag. Just like, you can see the Goblin like, no! Not Wurzag! Over here you can see the Cav. 157, 102, 137, 170, 34, 50, or 161. Yeah, so if I think they might have been able to win this if they had just engaged the Cav at the same time they engaged the main line. I think they would have been able to pull that out. I think, yeah, they just waited a little bit too long. I would have maybe given, like, not advance the main line to give them more time. So you can see these Knights Errant definitely paying for themselves with 161 kills. But you can see this main line just not doing super well. Foot Knights, a little outclassed. Yeah, but you can see all this Cav doing very well. But yeah, just that main line. Faye getting a ton of kills. Plus Field Trebuchet actually not getting too many. And the Archers helping to take down some of the large targets, doing a lot of damage to the Giants. You can see Crimson Killers doing very well. The main line, of course. Ragnarok Queen doing what it needs to do, mostly protecting that back line. You can see Black Orcs, Arrows all doing very well. But anyways, yeah. There you go. Faction Wars, Greenskins versus Bretonnia. And a live cast, which is always fun. And a new map. So anyways, oh my god, look at this. 330, 328, 245. What was I even looking at? The Black Orcs. Oh my god, look at those guys. That's incredible. Anyways, that's that, guys.